ARCAM, originally called A&R Cambridge, got its start back in 1976 when a couple of engineering students at the University of Cambridge in the UK built an integrated amp called the A&R Cambridge A60. From there, the company built its reputation almost entirely on two-channel stereo gear, picking up plenty of awards over the decades for a sound that's always leaned natural and musical rather than too clinical. And ARCAM actually has a longer AV pedigree than you might expect too. Back in 1995, they built the Zeta 1, which they call the world's first audiophile AV amp, and when the Harman Group acquired the company in 2017, they continued to improve upon multi-channel gear as a full lineup alongside that stereo focus. Now, Harman also owns JBL and Revel, two more brands that we're really big fans of, so pairing ARCAM's sound with Harman's engineering resources has worked out really well in our opinion. Now, in 2023, ARCAM gave its two-channel gear a whole refreshed look and called it Radia. The ARCAM Radia series represented a sweeping update across ARCAM's two-channel hi-fi lineup and major changes to the aesthetic, a reimagined user interface and dedicated app, and a series of engineering advancements aimed at pushing sonic performance to a whole new level. And ARCAM has carried that same approach through everything since. Now, for the very first time, Radia is now making its way into full home theater gear with 4 new products here: the AVA15, AVA25, and AVA35 AV amplifiers, plus the AVP45 AV processor. Now, these will replace the AVR11, AVR21, AVR31, and AV41 lineup that came out back in 2020, and among many significant changes, one of the biggest jumps from that generation to this one is the amplification. The old lineup topped out at 7 built-in amplified channels, but this new one bumps that up to 9 across the board. Now, design-wise, all 4 carry the same modern look as the rest of the Radia lineup. Black casework, a thin yellow ring around the volume knob, and that same 6.5-inch color display that we've seen on ARCAM's two-channel gear. Now, there's also a rear panel cowl that overhangs the back of the chassis, just enough to hide your cables and antennas without adding too much bulk. It's a detail carried straight over from the stereo amps, but what I love about these ones is they're magnetic, so if you don't want them on, you can simply take them off. Now, these also just really feel built to last. The AVA25 comes in at 47 pounds and the AVA35 is over 50, which is a lot of amplifier packed into this chassis. Now, moving on, let's talk about all the technology and features that all 4 of these share. Every single one of them runs Dirac Live Room Correction, which is one of the best room correction softwares that there is in the entire world. And the best part about this is it's included for free. Many competitors in this category will make you pay the paid upgrade version, where you have to spend about $349 just to activate the full range version. But every single model in this lineup from ARCAM includes it standard, which we absolutely are happy to see. Now, what Dirac does is measure your room with a microphone, then corrects both the frequency response and the timing of what's actually reaching your seat. Now, it does take a little bit of setup, but we do have a detailed guide on how to use it that walks you through the entire process, making it easy for anyone to do it, even if it's your very first time. Now, beyond that, there are 2 paid upgrades that you can get with these, and both are new options that ARCAM is offering for the first time with this lineup. There's Dirac Live Bass Control, which treats every subwoofer and speaker in your entire system as one cohesive low end instead of correcting each one on its own. What it does is it aligns the timing and phase between your subs and your main speakers, so the bass really just blends in seamlessly instead of feeling disconnected, and it cuts down on all the boomy, uneven bass that you might get from seat to seat. Now, next, there's also Dirac Live Active Room Treatment, or ART. These are ARCAM's first products to offer it. ART actually uses your speakers to fight back against room reflections in real time, kind of like noise canceling but for room acoustics, targeting that stubborn 20 to 150 hertz range where bass problems usually end up living. Now, we've been testing ART on and off for a while now, and it's a pretty impressive technology, but it earns its keep most in rooms that fight you acoustically, like open floor plans or ones that have hard reflective surfaces or even oddly shaped rooms, that sort of thing. Now, in a room that's already fairly well behaved, it's still worthwhile in our opinion, just a more incremental improvement here. Now, between the two, you get tighter, cleaner bass and a much bigger sweet spot that isn't just one share in the room. Now, specifically for subwoofers, while we're on the topic, all of these come with one dedicated subwoofer preamp output as standard. The AVA35 and AVP45 do get around that with their matrix channel assignment, which lets you reassign additional channels to add more subs if your room calls for it, but every channel you hand over to a sub is one less channel available for for your actual speakers. Now you could run 4 independent subs on one of those and you're still left with 12 channels for everything else, which is probably plenty for most people. Now as for what's actually converting digital to analog in these, the AVA15 and AVA25 use ESS's Hyperstream 4 DAC platform, and the AVA35 and AVP45 step up to the more advanced Hyperstream 4 DAC Pro, the same chip ARCAM uses in its 5-star SA45 streaming amplifier. That's a pretty serious DAC for gear at this price point, and it's a big part of why these sound as musical as they do even before you factor in the amplifier stage. Now moving on to the video side, you get HDMI 2.1a with 7 inputs and 2 outputs for the main zone. You get support for 8K at 60 Hz or 4K at 120, plus you get HDR10+, Dolby Vision, HLG, VRR, and auto low latency mode for gaming. Now the AVA25, AVA35, and AVP45 add a third HDMI output with dedicated Zone 2 functionality that the AVA15 just doesn't have. Now on the digital side, you get 2 coaxial and 2 optical digital inputs, plus 3 pairs of analog RCA inputs across the board. Streaming is also fully covered here too. You get AirPlay, Google Cast, Spotify Connect, Tidal Connect, Qobuz Connect, and Roon Ready certification are all here, controlled through the slick Radia app alongside internet radio and podcasts. And yes, there's Bluetooth, a real two-way Bluetooth 5.4 with Snapdragon Sound and Auracast, so you can stream to these from your phone or send audio out to a pair of Bluetooth headphones for a late night listening session without waking anyone up. Now, one interesting thing I found on these namings, you may notice they are AVA, not AVR. None of them have a built-in AM or FM tuner, which is why ARCAM is calling them AVA for AV amplifier instead of AVR, which is a name you might be used to from their last generation and from many other companies that use that. Now, you should keep that in mind if a tuner is a must-have for you, but remember, you could always use something like TuneIn Radio to stream your favorite station as well. Now, let's get into what makes each one different, starting at the bottom of the range here. First up, the AVA15 processes up to 12 channels total, with 9 of those powered directly on board using Class D amplification rated at 85 watts per channel into 2 channels driven to 8 ohms. On its own, those 9 channels cover a 7.1.2 setup or a 5.1.4 setup if you'd rather prioritize height channels over surrounds. Now, if you want to go further, adding an external amplifier opens the door to something like a 9.1.2 layout using the AVA15's full 12-channel ceiling. Format support here covers Dolby Atmos and DTS:X, but it does skip IMAX Enhanced and Oro 3D, which ARCAM reserves for the higher models here. Now move up to the AVA25 and the processing ceiling jumps from 12 channels all the way up to 16, while the 9 built-in amplified channels switch from Class D up to Class AB, now rated at 120 watts per channel with 2 channels driven at 8 ohms. It also steps up to a substantial toroidal linear power supply, which gives you a lot more stable, consistent power under demand, especially useful in bigger rooms with less efficient speakers that pull more current. Now Class D, which is what the AVA15 uses, works by switching the output transistors fully on and off at very high speed to reconstruct the waveform. It's efficient and it runs cool, but it's fundamentally a switching process. Class AB drops the switching approach and goes back to a continuous analog design where the output transistors stay partially active rather than snapping on and off. Now that's going to greatly reduce the crossover distortion that you get from a less refined design here. Now this is actually pretty important because the fine detail that makes music and movies feel real usually lives in those quiet passages, not actually in the loud ones. And that's exactly where crossover distortion actually tends to show up. The Class AB handles that without the excessive heat and power draw of running full Class A all the time. It's the same basic approach that's been the backbone of high-end audio amplification for decades, and it's a big part of why ARCAM says the AVA25 carries more of that classic 2-channel realism into a multi-channel system. Now, just like the AVA15, those 9 onboard channels will cover a 7.1.2 or 5.1.4 setup on their own, but that 16-channel ceiling gives you a lot more room to grow from there with extra height or surround speakers once you bring in some external amplification. The AVA25 also picks up IMAX Enhanced and Oro 3D support, plus that dedicated Zone 2 HDMI output if you have a second room. Now, moving up again, the AVA35 keeps that same 16-channel ceiling as the AVA25, but adds matrix channel assignment across all 16 channels. And this is where it starts to pull ahead of the AVA25 rather than just adding on more power. On the AVA25, positions like the extra height pairs and front wides are fixed. They do that one job and nothing else. But on the AVA35, any of those 16 channels can be reassigned to whatever role your room actually needs. So if you don't want front wides, you can turn those 2 preamp channels into a second or third subwoofer instead, running something like a 9.3.4 layout with all 3 subs blended together through bass control. Now, if you want to go into a different direction and maybe free up every onboard amp channel for surrounds and height speakers, you could simply run your left, center, and right off of a separate external amplifier entirely. Now, its 9 built-in channels also step up to Class G, which is ARCAM's signature amplifier topology, now rated at 145 watts per channel with 2 channels driven at 8 ohms. Now, you can think of this sort of like a hybrid car engine. Instead of running off one single power supply all of the time, Class G actually uses 2. The first, lower power supply, handles the most normal listening levels and runs in pure Class A, which is the same distortion-free mode that you'd find in most of the exotic, inefficient amplifiers. And it stays in that mode for the vast majority of actual listening, since most music doesn't really demand peak power most of the time. Now, when a movie explosion or maybe a big musical peak calls for more, a second, higher voltage supply kicks in automatically, kind of like a turbo kicking in when you hit the floor with this accelerator, and modern circuitry handles that handoff fast enough that there's no lag or no glitch to ever notice at all. ARCAM calls the circuit that manages that handoff a lifter circuit, designed specifically to ease into that extra headroom smoothly rather than switching abruptly, which is where a lot of cheaper Class G or Class H designs tend to really start to introduce artifacts. Now, the overall result here is an amplifier that sounds as pure and detailed as Class A during normal listening without running hot or wasting power the way true Class A always does, while still having full power on tap the moment a movie or a song actually calls for it. Now, on its own, it covers the same 7.1.2 or 5.1.4 bass as the other two, but that channel flexibility is really what separates it from the AVA25, not just the extra headroom here. And then finally, there's the AVP45, which is a different kind of product entirely. It's a 16-channel processor with 0 built-in amplification. Every single channel gets a balanced XLR output, and it's built for people who want to choose their own power amps rather than have them baked into the chassis. It carries the full format list again, like Dolby Atmos, DTS:X, IMAX Enhanced, and Aural 3D. Plus, it has that matrix channel assignment across all 16 channels and its own Zone 2 output. Now, ARCAM built 2 new power amplifiers to go with them as well, the PA9, a 9-channel Class G amp, and the PA4, a compact 4-channel Class D amp for filling in the height or surround duty. Now, when you pair the two together, you've got 13 channels of amplification to work with, or scale up further as your system grows, since the AVP45's 16-channel ceiling leaves room for configurations that most people will probably never need, up to something like a 9.1.6 if you really just want to go all out. Now, overall, how do you actually pick between these 4? Well, if this is your first step into a real Dirac-corrected, Atmos-capable home theater system, the AVA15 gives you pretty much everything that you need without paying for a headroom that you don't quite need yet. If you want more format support, maybe some more current, and a little bit more room to grow, the AVA25 is the clear step up here and might be perfect for you. But if you want the most power and the most flexibility while keeping everything in one box, that's the AVA35. It's also just gonna sound the best. And finally, if you're building your own true separate system from scratch where you wanna choose your own amplification and expand it independently down the line, go with the AVP45 and consider pairing it with the PA9 or PA4, which is exactly what it's designed for. Now, we got our hands on some early units ahead of the launch and ran all 4 of these through the same reference system, using JBL HDI 3800 towers up front for left and right, an HDI 4500 center, and HDI 1600s handling the sides and surrounds, and then 2 HDI 1200 subwoofers and 4 SEL8s in ceiling speakers for the Atmos and height duties, which is a full 7.2.4 setup right here in our test lab. We put it through a lot of different movies like Top Gun Maverick and Dune, of course, and a handful of other reference scenes, plus plenty of 2-channel music and Atmos music, and honestly, we were really amazed at how great everything sounded. The dialogue was super clear, the ceiling channels blended right into the overhead mix instead of just sitting on top of it, and once Dirac finished calibrating, the 2 subs were really tight and controlled. Atmos music tracks sounded just as good as the movies did, with real height and space to them, and moving up the lineup, the improvement was pretty easy to hear step by step. The AVA15, of course, sounds great on its own, but the AVA25's Class AB stage brought a noticeably richer, more natural texture on top of that, and then stepping up to that AVA35 Class G took it further even still. Across every single one of these, that classic ARCAM sound came through. Natural, musical, and just really enjoyable to listen to, not just technically impressive. But the AVA35, of course, was the clear standout for us, especially on music, with some really good depth and texture that carried right over into the movie soundtracks too. Now we're really happy to see ARCAM taking the step further and already improving their really great AVRs into these amazing AVAs, and we love the new Radia look to them. Our entire team was really impressed. We've always been big fans of ARCAM, and we think they did a great job with these. Now these are launching at Audio Advice Live. You're able to see them in person and hear them for the first time. I'll leave links to that down below. Plus, you can also purchase them from audioadvice.com. And if you have more questions, leave them in the comments. Reach out to our experts on audioadvice.com or stop by one of our award-winning showrooms. We'd be happy to show you them and help you out with anything you may need. You can also check out our Home Theater Central page at audioadvice.com, all linked below, where you can actually use our free home theater design tool to design your home theater and get everything in the perfect spot. Now, if you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell so you don't miss out on any of our latest content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.